Alrighty, hello and welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. Since the last episode, I have not done a whole lot other than collect battle credits, and I'm going to get into why in a moment. What I did do was I took the Primal lands all the way up to 800. I forgot there were bosses to show off, so I have a solution for that, I hope. And I'm going to credit the person. I'm actually going to just straight up tell you, I'm going to show you some video footage of a guy named Chloe, Cloooyyy. I found a bunch of his stuff on YouTube. For me, it was about a year ago, his videos. And he has come to basically let me understand this game much better. I have been making lots of what you could say, I don't know if I'd call them mistakes, but just overlooking things that I should have been utilizing probably earlier. But the bottom line is I've learned so much that at this point I'm not going to continue this particular save. We're going to jump over to my main save. But before I do that, let me just quickly tie up some loose ends. We cleared that, so we can claim that. Cool, we can craft that now. That's amazing. We got a bunch of emails. So this guy here, this is probably going to be all the mail of the guys that I have actually murdered in this playthrough here. Well, through the dungeon, I'm sorry, I'm not talking properly, through the Primal lands. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over and show you a couple of the bosses with his interaction, Chloe's interaction. So let me show you that first, because I'm not going to be able to capture that. And then also there's a way I can show you the phone boss at some point too. I'll do that in like a boss rush or something like that. And I'll try to do that on this save probably. Okay, anyways, let's get to it. Here we go. Alrighty, and now you have seen all the bosses from the Primal Lands, Gaia being the final boss. That did not show off winning, so that I'm sorry for that, but that's about all I'm going to be able to show because my guy only got to the 800 boss, and like I said, I don't really see the need to grind this out and waste time on this save when I'm really much more focused on actually making progression in the separate save, my main save, because basically when I left off on this game, none of the Primal Lands or any of that extra stuff was in the game, so I had officially like beaten what was available. But after seeing all this stuff, clearly they've added a lot more to it. So I've discovered how good the cleansing wand is. That's pretty good. Your ultimate goal, truthfully though, is like this right here is pretty dang good. That's nice. This is nice. This is okay. This is really your main focus though, if you really want to progress dungeons. But there's more stuff that I'm going to cover with that later, probably in the next episode. What I do want to do is show off Boss Rush. Now, we're not going to get very far because this team was not comped for this. I just want to show off what it is. You can go you can go into the normal and the warrior stuff. This is just a harder version of the regular one, but they added Boss Rush later. And this is where you can also grind out credits, which I have another way to get this now as well. Again, we'll cover all that soon. But if you can run the boss rush and last more than an hour, this is a way to grind these crystals, which you'll definitely need a ton of, and you'll also need battle credits, of course, because you always need those. So let's go through this, and I'm just gonna kind of let this play until we get to the boss that I wanted to show you off. I never let you see, so I felt so bad about that, and then I remembered that this was a thing, so we should at least be able to see what he does. And I'm gonna see if he'll do some of the attacks. The whole point of this is because it's basically every boss, as you can see here. But I'm gonna see if he'll do some of the attacks that I wanted him to do prior, and this will just make me feel better that it's at least documented somewhere. You can see Carpenters put out some nice damage. They really do. Do not sleep on your Carpenters. They are good. Okay, here he is right here. Alright, let's just do some defending. As dumb as this is, I just want to see him do some moves. Okay, okay, so 222 is not a big deal. Boom. Cool. But if he does, I'm pretty sure it's 999. Okay, here's the dial-up. I can't remember if you guys saw that. I think you did see that. But other than that, there's just a series of different numbers he will dial. Of course, he's just going to spam dial it up. I'm just happy I could show this off. If I had remembered this prior, I would have just gone in and done this and showed it off then. Okay, come on. Seriously? Alright, we're just going to go. But basically, 999 is, at this level, is instant death. So if you were to do that, now I'm sure at some point you can outscale it, how much damage it does. I think it does like 8,000 or 9,000 damage. So you're not gonna survive that, obviously, in the normal game. Once you get your relics super powered, then it's probably not a big deal. But by that point, the only time you'll ever see him is in the boss rush. So essentially, when you encounter him, it's basically a one-shot kill. Unless, I guess technically you could overgrind like a previous like dungeon and then get to him and have more than enough health. That is another way that could happen, but it's not very likely. And as you can see, you just go through all the bosses. This is kind of annoying the way I have this set up because he'll continually get healed. But this wasn't really the main reason for this. I just wanted to show off that particular boss. I don't know if we can out-heal him without fighting the grill. I'm sorry, out-heal him. I meant out-DPS his heal. That's what I meant, clearly. Okay, well, another thing to note here is, again, this wasn't really about the progression, so we'll go ahead and just exit this. But once you exit, you only get the one shot. See, we only got 64 battle credits, which is something. But now when you go back, I think I had shown this off before, you have to wait 2 hours. So, if you can weave it in to what you're doing, that'd be pretty good. Okay, now, I think what I'm going to do is just show off. Well, for one, this is a godsend. Not having this set up was such a mistake. I know it costs money, but this would have saved me so much time. And I may forget and cover this in the next episode too, but basically, when you save this loadout, it saves all of your people. It saves everything equipped, including gem slots and accessories. And it also saves your soda scripts. So it makes sure you have everything. Oh, and it saves your pet. So make sure you have all of those different things set up, and then go in and save. You can just delete and then save. So, and then it will have everything the way that you wanted it for that run. So that's something to consider. I think that's pretty good. Then in addition to this, I want to go ahead and do like a Primal Lands run. And I'm going to start at 700 just for fun. And again, this is just to show it off because later, I mean, I'm pushing mythics and all kinds of stuff in here, but we'll get into all that probably in the next episode because I don't want this to drag on too long. And it's going to be an information dump of so much stuff that I've learned that I don't want to clutter this up too much. But let's go ahead and pop in here. And I'm just going to let you kind of see what one of these runs looks like. I don't even know what my scripts are set up to be at this point. This does not look right already, but maybe it is. I don't know. I've learned so much now that this is just so dated. If I'm being honest, I just can't stomach coming back to this save now, because I probably put at least a week or two into my my original save, and all I've been doing is logging in to get the battle credits on this, thinking I might continue forward, but. I mean, the clear speed that I have now, well, of course my relics are ridiculous compared to this save, but just in general, what I've learned about clear speed and how fast you can move through some of the levels, the dungeon levels, it's just so superior to where we're at now that I know it might be a little jarring to you guys, so I apologize for that, but for my own sanity, I just have to jump forward. So, like I said, in the next episode, we'll kind of cover... a lot of the stuff that, I've done, learned, and improved. I'll just look at my notes here and see if there's anything else I want to try to cover. So, like, when you're first starting out, the poison sword is actually an early, really good way to, like, inflict poison. So that's one thing you do want to consider. I just kind of overlooked it. And the reason I overlooked it, I remember in one of the episodes I mentioned that I didn't like the way the crafting system was set up in this game. Which is not great. I still don't think it's super great, but there is a way to get ingredients much easier than I was doing. One of which is you basically want to craft and equip the frying pans, and then each time you hit, there's a chance, I can't remember if it's like 10, 20, 30% chance that you'll drop, like whatever it hits will drop a crafting ingredient. And then what you can do is you can use battle tokens to blast through and just kind of farm resources. So like once you get your dungeon, let's say you need to fight the level 800 boss, but like you can go ahead and just farm from level 1 to level 600, assuming you can survive it, and equip everybody with the frying pans, and then you'll come out with tons of ingredients. So that's just something I once again overlooked. I'm pretty sure I overlooked that the first time I played the game. And I guess it would be cool if they had some sort of tutorial trying to explain how you would farm materials, but maybe they did and I just don't remember it. I could have just completely skipped it, or I don't know. But maybe I just missed it. Maybe I'm just oblivious to the obvious. But in any event, that's something I did want to cover. What else? Let's see here. Oh, in the Primal Lands, you're going to have to worry with two different things. One is delirium, which in turn makes you attack either yourself or your other characters. It's kind of like, I think the equivalent in Final Fantasy is like confused or something like that. I can't even remember now. I'm drawing a blank. But it basically means you hit your own people, which is obviously not good. And so you'll have to contend with that once you get into the certain areas, like certain tiers up through the dungeon levels. And then the second thing that you'll want to make sure is as you're moving through, and once you start getting equipment that has wither, you want to cap the wither stat caps at 90%. And what that does, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, I haven't actually looked this up, but I'm pretty sure this is what it does. Wither is 90% reduction to health and attack. So the more wither you have, the further you're going to be able to progress in Primal Lands. And yes, it does work in the castle as well. It makes it so you can push even further in the castle. So on my main save, I'm actually pushing for progression in the castle, even though technically the Primal Lands progression, it does count towards that thing that we just looked at, the ship that shows you all that progression. If you end up surpassing somehow your castle progression with your Primal Lens progression, it will take whichever is the highest and give you credit for it there. So keep that in mind. But I'm going to be honest with you, I would not recommend trying to push Primal Lens, at least not early on at the very least. And even where I'm at, where I would consider I'm mid to late game, but not end game, I just don't see the point. It's just so much harder. You might as well push the castle. And really it comes down to, that's another thing, prioritize, at a certain point you'll want to really start prioritizing your gold relic. The gold relic is by far the most important thing, because money converting into essence is probably the easiest and most efficient way to make progress. So that being said, the next one is probably health, and then follow that with either attack or magic attack. And I'll get into why magic attack is even more important. It's nowhere near as powerful, I don't believe, at least currently, as it was in Soda Dungeon 1, nor do you get it nearly as fast, the power spike, but both of them can be super useful. I would put more into the magical attack, because it's another thing I overlook. There's a magical ability that AoEs. It's the Phantasmal Claw. You'll see that I'm using that in almost every setup in the other save file, and that is magic attack based, and it's an AoE, so you can clear one room with 30 guys in one swipe. It's just, again, it may not have been that super great early game, but yeah, I know now, looking back, it's hard to say if it would have been super pivotal to my progression or anything, or maybe what I was doing was fine. Of course, there's a million different ways you can come at these battles, but anyways, I am going to let this we're going to try to, I'm just going to let you see what a full run from 700 to 800 looks like. I probably should have gone lower level just so that we could clear it faster, but what else is there that I wanted to cover? I mean, just keeping in mind the Wither and Delirium. There are mythic gems that just make you completely immune to Delirium, which is good, because of course, that can absolutely end your run. Let's see here. Oh, the Phantasmal Claw, the animation is also one of, if not the fastest AoE clears, which is the main reason why I guess the community has deemed it as one of the best ways to clear rooms. That's a new ore right there that you're seeing. I forgot what that's called, but there are a lot of new ores in this. That's another thing that we'll have to cover in the next episode, but I'll need ore farming. I still haven't really done a whole lot of that, but I need to, because when we get into the plating stuff for your weapons and armor and all, you're going to need a ton of this ore, all the new ores to do it. So yeah, we'll definitely get into it all, and we're almost there now, so this is going to work out perfectly. Like I said, I don't want to drop too much information, but just know as we move forward, there's going to be a lot of stuff that may be new to you, but that I will have been doing for weeks, probably, if not longer. So I apologize if I skim over it. Just if you have a question, just ask in the comments, and I'll answer it for you. Okay. This feels so slow in comparison, but it's still getting the job done. Oh, we're actually fighting the boss. That's hilarious. Okay, well, I'm just gonna let it auto. I forgot that I wiped here last time. And he hits pretty hard. And now you can see why. Okay, well there it is. We barely made it that time. Congratulations to me. Okay, anyways, we're going to call it there. Oh, and before we end it out, I do want to show off some of the. Well, do I even have weapons that? I guess I don't actually. Now that I'm thinking about that, let's see. Did I even get? Okay, here we go. This is what you're looking for. Get these and level them up as fast as you can, because they come with withering. And the more withering you have, I don't care what other weapons you have that you think are better. This is what you have to run. You need to get your withering up. This is another new item from there, and you can do withering on those as well. So these two, but I typically prioritize the swords for whatever reason. That actually technically, you can go with either. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, Tar Shiv is another new one, but you can see, unfortunately, there's no withering on that, so that's useless, right? What else? Did we get anything else? That's new as well. Chance to poison, chance to burn, and chance to sleep. That's interesting as well. So that's just a couple of things that are new, and just because we can... Oh, that's not what I meant. I just sold it, and I was going to try to upgrade it. So I would be pretty annoyed if this was my main save, but okay, well, whatever. We'll do it on this one instead. So a level 10, you'll get 14% withering. That is huge. If you have that on every person, remember the cap is, to my knowledge, the cap is 90%. So, heck, you could hit it just with that, couldn't you? Is that right? 60, and then 6 times 60, 70, 84% just with 6 of these equipped. So, that's huge. Just so you know. Keep that in mind. As you progress. Meanwhile, that's going to be the end of this save file, and the next time we come in, we'll be on my main one. So I do hope you enjoyed. Sorry if this was a little jarring. I did want you to see some of those bosses, so I hope you enjoyed that part as well. And yeah, if you ended up enjoying the video and you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, now would be an amazing time to do it, and I do hope I see you in the next episode. Have a good one.